Wow. Over 590 women have signed up to this challenge, which is absolutely phenomenal. And it just goes to show that if you are struggling to do this healthy eating thing, then you are certainly not alone. I am super excited to be kicking off day one of our 5-day challenge, 5 tips to kickstart healthy eating habits. So hopefully you know, but I'm just going to do a quick intro and then we'll get on to what I've got to share with you. So my name is Whit Nixon from Wicked Wellbeing. I'm the founder of Wicked Wellbeing, and I've got 3 kids, 3 teenagers, 17, 15 and 13. Now, don't think that my kids eat anything that I put in front of them, because they certainly don't. And it is, I've got a really selective eater, so please don't put me on a pedestal and think that I've got all my stuff sorted, because I really, really don't. But what I do well is I look after me, and that's what I want to help you do over this 5 days. So I've got some notes here, because there is no way that I will be able to remember what I want to share with you today. So are we, looking at my notes, because my memory, as it might be for you, is a challenge as well. So what I wanted to explain today is and as I'm going through, give me an emoji, give me some love if what I'm talking about is resonating with you, because I love feedback. And if you've got any comments, then please comment. If I can't do it at the time, then I will reply after the live. So today's live is going to be a little bit longer, just because I've got a few housekeeping rules, and then we're going to go into today's content. Now, when I started this, I probably should have called it 5 days to kickstart healthy eating habits, because I've got way more than 5 tips. But that's all good. You're in for a real treat. Now, what you should have received by now is your welcome email with your challenge toolkit in it, and obviously the link to join this group. But if you're watching me live, then you're already in here. I've just set up an event page for every live that I'm doing during the week, which will be at 12:30. If you indicate going to those event pages, then you'll get a notification when I go live, which will be really good, because then you don't miss anything. I will follow it up with an email out at the end of the day to make sure that you've got an easy link to find it. Now, in the Facebook group, I've created a tab which is called Guides. I'm going to post or pin these videos in the Guides tab. So if you're wanting to go back to them, or you can't make the live and you're wanting to find them easily and not having to scroll all through the feed in the Facebook group, then just go up to the Guides tab. If you go onto your phone, and there's if you're doing it on your phone, there's the 3 bars that they call the hamburger. Click on that, and then you'll see Guides down as one of them, and then just click on there. Otherwise, if you're doing it on your computer, you can see the tab which says Guides. I'm just trying to make it really, really easy for you. Okay, you don't have to be in the Facebook group. If you want to get the most out of the challenge, then stay active in here, stay in here. But I know that some people aren't on Facebook, so I am getting the videos uploaded onto YouTube as well. And in the evening, in the weekly, the daily wrap-up email, there'll be a link to watch it on YouTube. I just want to talk to you about committing to the 5 days. We can sign up to something, get really excited, and do day 1 and day 2, and then life gets in the way. But if you really, really want to kickstart some healthy habits, then I really want you to commit to yourself. Don't commit to me, commit to yourself that you're going to stay the course of these 5 days. And then, because by doing these daily habits that we're talking about, that I will talk about, and you would have seen in your challenge toolkit, you are going to get some instant wins. And I'm going to talk about why we're doing them and why I've selected those 3. So just commit to yourself to staying the course of the 5 days, because that's when you're going to get the benefit. And being in a group of like-minded women, we're all going to cheer each other on, and that is such a key to your success. Just making sure that I am reading through. So now, at the end of the day in the Facebook group, where there's going to be an accountability post about, have you done your daily habits, your 3 daily habits? Obviously tonight you're not going to be commenting on your sleep because you haven't got there, going to bed earlier because you haven't got there yet. But I want to know if you've done your hot lemon and water, and I also want to know if you've made a nutritional choice for the first meal of the day. So that accountability post is going out at 7 o'clock every evening of this week, and checking in. That is key, because it keeps you on track and it keeps you accountable. And that's what I find that the women I work with, they just love accountability. And that is what is a big key to their success. Okay? So now I'm going to talk about our 3 daily habits. So as hopefully you already know, you've seen in your challenge toolkit, habit number 1 is starting your day with a warm lemon, ginger and water. Now, what that does is it kickstarts your metabolism. It kickstarts your digestive system. It's got such great health benefits. The vitamin C, the lemon juice is a great source of vitamin C. So it's really good for improving our immunity. The ginger has got really good healing and soothing qualities. And the cayenne pepper improves your circulation and it sends your toxins screaming. So don't we all want like all of those amazing benefits? Now I'm just going to go through with you how I actually do it. So first thing in the morning, I'm an early riser. I get up around 5:30, sometimes 5, sometimes this morning was about 5:45. When I come down to the kitchen, I boil the jug and I cut a slice. Now, the reason why I'm telling you this is because I don't want you to have too much lemon, because the acidity of the lemon can break down the enamel on your teeth. And I don't want you going to your dentist and them telling you that your teeth are, the enamel is breaking down. I don't want to be the cause of that. So I'm giving you the information so that you do it properly. So a slice of lemon and then just a little squeeze, not half, not a whole lemon. And then you do a slice of ginger. And if you're game, do the cayenne pepper. And I've loved seeing the posts of people who are doing the cayenne pepper. Just try it. Don't be afraid. Just start with a little pinch. It's got such a great kick. And once you do it, then you will become addicted to it. And it's divine. So just a pinch. And then I put a little bit of cold water in the bottom, and then I put my boiling water on. So then it is kind of like more like lukewarm. Now I drink it. I don't eat the lemon and I don't eat the ginger. I tip that bit out. So that's how I do the warm lemon and water first thing in the morning. You'll notice that it will just brighten, it'll just give you that kickstart for the day. A lot of women notice that it curbs sugar, coffee cravings. And, people have already been commenting that they haven't needed their coffee in the morning. Other people notice that it actually curbs sugar cravings. So there are so many benefits to it. Just start doing it. And what we're doing over these 5 days, we're not going to overhaul your life in 5 days, but it's going to be the kickstart. But I want it to be what you keep doing. I don't want you to stop after these 5 days and then just, stop it. It is that kickstart for a long-term lifestyle change. That's what I'm all about. I need to smile more. So I'm about healthy eating made easy. It's not about making it hard and unsustainable and unachievable for the long term. Okay, so what I'm sharing with you over this week, it is stuff for the long term. So loving seeing all the hearts and the likes and the ha-has. That's awesome. So then our second healthy habit is about ensuring that the first meal of the day is well balanced. Now, I used to all be about it being breakfast. And I was like, breakfast is, I meant to decline, but I accepted, and then she could hear me. So the first meal of the day, I used to think it was breakfast, but then I did some research and I learned about fasting. And that was absolutely, I learned how important or how valuable that is. So now for me, it's the first meal of the day. If you want to fast, that's up to you. If you don't, that's totally up to you. But it is the first meal of the day that is the most important. So it's making sure that it is nutritionally balanced, that it is including all food groups. So you need to include protein, you need to include some healthy fats, you need to include some slow release carbohydrates and veggies if you can. Okay, so that what it's going to do is it's going to stabilize your blood sugar levels. So you're not getting those highs and lows of your blood sugar levels where you are out of control of the choices that you're making. If you start your day with a high sugar cereal, a breakfast, or a coffee and a piece of white toast with jam, you are shooting up your blood sugar levels, and then you're going to get these dips and highs of not being controlled about the choices that you're making. You're going to be moody, you're going to be anxious. There's so many different feelings you're not going to feel in control. So that's why if it's breakfast, if it's brunch, if it's lunch, it needs to include all those different food groups. So in your challenge toolkit, I gave you several recipes that are perfect for this for your first meal. If you fast like I do until midday, then I'm making sure I'm having protein. So whether it's eggs or chicken or tofu or different, lots of veggies, I'm having healthy fats, I'm having nuts, I'm having olive oil, I'm having avocado. I'm just balancing my meal so that I'm including all those food groups. So tell me, does that make sense? Just put a comment in and let me know if that makes sense, and if it's something, this is what I am thinking about at every single meal, not just that first meal of the day, at every single meal. What's my protein? What's my healthy fats? What are my slow release carbs? And what are my veggies? Because I know that is what's going to keep me sustained. And then I'm going to make controlled food. Cool, loving seeing your comments coming in. I'm making more controlled food choices. Like if you get anything out of this 5-day challenge, I want that to be the thing. Combining the right food groups for satisfaction of foods. I also really want you to start thinking about food as a fuel source and not about it just being comfort food. Make food work for you, to give you the energy, to give you the sustenance, to give you the clarity of thoughts. I feel great I have so many other challenges that go on in my family and in my life. But one thing I never compromise on is the food that I'm eating and the and exercise, because that's my sanity and my mental health. Okay, so Jenny has just asked, porridge, is there a porridge better than others? What should I have with it? Great question. Thank you, Jenny, for asking that, because that's come up in the Facebook group again today. So porridge is great. The Haraway's rolled oats, that's really, really good. Not the quick instant rolled oats, because that has had all the fiber that's stripped out of it and all the sustenance. So that is, because it's gone quick, they've taken out, and often they've added sugar and dried fruit and that type of thing. So if you're having porridge, try and not have the sugar. I know that some people like it with the sugar. Have you tried making porridge with salt, a pinch of salt instead of sugar? So give that a go. And then add your Greek yogurt as your protein. You could even put some protein powder into it. You could put some nuts on the top, or some LSA, because that's your healthy fats. And then put some, instead of having canned fruit like your peaches or apricots and that type of thing, have the better fruit, which is going to stabilize your blood sugars, is more your blueberries, an unripe banana, like a half an unripe. The riper, the higher the sugar content, the more it's going to stabilize your blood sugars, okay? Or the sweeter it's going to shoot up. Sorry, there's a question that's actually gone up, so I'll have to come back to that. So thinking about what protein you can bring into it. Eggs are brilliant in the morning with so eggs, avocado, spinach, that's amazing. And then, you know, you've got your avocado as your healthy fats, you've got your protein, and then on grainy toast. Brilliant start. What about frozen blueberries? Exactly what I use. I was just looking at a protein powder. So yeah, frozen blueberries, brilliant. When I have breakfast, I have a porridge, a gluten-free porridge mix. I put my frozen blueberries in, I put the porridge on the top and turn it over, and then that melts, softens the blueberries. So that's perfect. In terms of protein powder, I actually don't have a protein powder that I used to use a brand and then they stopped producing them. So I actually don't use a protein powder myself. But what I can do is I can share in the group a friend of mine who's a nutritionist who did she did a comparison of all different types of protein, and I'm happy to share that with you. So yeah, it's actually really beneficial. You will need to sign up to hers and just to download it, because that's a resource that she put a lot of time into, but it's really valuable. Okay, so does that all make sense about the first meal of the day? Whether it is breakfast, brunch, lunch, you're always thinking about that concept. And in the toolkit, there are lots of different recipes. Okay, give me thumbs up. Awesome. Now the third one is getting to bed earlier. I know that this is a catch-22 because you're probably really exhausted by the end of the day, but you want a bit of downtime. By the time your kids get to bed, you don't get any time to yourself. If we don't have enough sleep, the whole world just feels difficult. Life just feels difficult. So if you can get to bed, if you are someone who goes to bed at 11 o'clock, I'm asking you, I'm not telling you to come forward an hour. I'm telling you to even come forward 15 minutes or 30 minutes. And just make sure that your bedtime routine is calm. I feel like I've just talked and talked, but I have so much that I want to share with you. So an hour before you go to bed, turn your devices off. I've got downtime on my phone. It goes off at 9 o'clock. And I can override it, but then that defeats the whole purpose. So it just goes off. And then I kind of go to bed at kind of around 9:15, 9:30. I'm in bed, I'm reading, my lights are out by 10. But that's because I am an early riser. So I know if I don't get it at this end of the night, then I'm going to be sleep deprived. So getting into bed and, you know, getting that downtime off, reading, you might want to do some gratitude or some breathing or some meditation. That really helps with your sleep. If you wake up in the morning feeling refreshed, you are going to actually want to eat healthier. You're going to want to, I would even encourage you to exercise first thing in the morning, but that's, I could have listed 15 healthy habits, but I just wanted to start with 3 so that they were achievable. But if you've got enough sleep, you're going to feel better about yourself. You're going to, as I say, make more controlled food choices. You are going to be a more happier person, not so moody, not so short-tempered, because when we are tired, it's difficult. So those are the 3 habits that I want you to focus on every day this week. Do they feel achievable? If you are someone who goes to bed at midnight, bring it forward half an hour. I'm not saying that you have to get into bed at 10:30 because I know that is not achievable. But just work with where you're at and just bring it forward. And then just make a note of how different it makes you feel. And if you combine that with your lemon and water in the morning and that balanced first meal of the day, then you are going to notice a huge difference in the choices that you make. Okay. Tomorrow, I think I've covered everything on my list. Tomorrow, we are talking about how to do nutritious eating when you're time poor and exhausted. And this is a biggie. I know that so many of you are, working hard. Then you've got the whole family, you've got after school activities, and then you're trying to get in the kitchen to put a meal on the table and you're exhausted. And it just feels that it's not achievable to eat better and to make better choices. So that is what we are talking about tomorrow. So don't forget, in the Facebook group, there will be accountability post tonight at 7 o'clock. So check in on that. Go to the event pages and make sure you indicate going so that you get a notification of every time that I go live so that you don't miss anything. Check out for the email. Now, that's one thing that I did forget. Often after day 1 and day 2, you'll get the emails and then they'll stop coming into your inbox. And that's because your email provider flags my emails as spam because I'm sending so many to you daily. But I don't want you to miss anything on this challenge. So you need to go into your provider and make sure that you drag my email into your inbox, and that tells your provider that you want to hear from me. Okay? If you stop seeing the emails, then just keep on checking in this Facebook group, but that's how you get around it. Okay, team, this is a lot longer than what I wanted it to be today, but I feel like that we've covered everything off, and I'll look forward to seeing you at 12:30 tomorrow. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, and please let me know if you've got any questions. I'm here to help and make this 5-day challenge absolutely amazing. Okay, see ya.